And now, your Fox 44 forecast first.
It has been a warm and humid day, and as expected, some showers are popping up, some thunderstorms breaking the cap, and the heat of the day right now. We're keeping our eyes on the storm here in the northeastern part of Hamilton County over toward Bosque as it's tracking off to the east and slightly to the southeast, producing not only some very heavy rainfall, but a lot of lightning, and we need to watch out for some larger hail with this. Again, in line right now over toward Clifton. We'll watch it very closely as it's maybe taking aim down toward western parts of McLennan County. Your forecast first has it out of here by 9 o'clock, just partly cloudy, 78 degrees, 69 at midnight, and mostly cloudy at 6 tomorrow morning, and 64 degrees. Another chance of severe weather in the forecast for tomorrow. I'll have the very latest coming up next. Fox 44 News starts right now.
Straight ahead on Fox 44 News at 5:30, President Joe Biden announcing 6 executive actions following mass shootings across the nation. And Chip and Joanna Gaines have their eye on a building for new Magnolia headquarters. Also, Texas is finally seeing the light at the end of the pandemic tunnel. How the state is cautiously optimistic about the months ahead.
Live from Waco, Temple, and Killeen, your news now. This is Fox 44 News at 5:30.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for Fox 44 News at 5:30. I'm Adam Hooper. We start with breaking news in Bryan tonight, where police are investigating a mass shooting. It happened at the Kent Moore Cabinet Store on Industrial. That's where we find Fox 44's Jessica Rivera. Jessica, what can you tell us about the situation?
Adam, Bryan Police Department responded to a multiple shooting situation at Kent Moore Cabinet Store. Moments ago, the people who worked around this area were on lockdown. Police released them. Governor Abbott has confirmed the suspect is in custody. The police department and first responders arrived at 350 Stone to find several victims. One victim died while the others were taken to hospitals for treatment. Their conditions are unknown at this time. We will be keeping you informed on air and online. For now, live in Bryan, Jessica Rivera, Fox 44 News.
All right, Jessica, thanks. Just minutes ago, Governor Greg Abbott sent out this statement. He says he's been working closely with the Texas Department of Public Safety and the Texas Rangers as they assist local law enforcement on a swift response to this criminal act. Their efforts led to the arrest of the shooting suspect. We're also hearing that a DPS trooper was shot while pursuing an individual suspected of being involved in the shooting in Bryan. The trooper remains in serious but stable condition. We'll have more on this breaking news coming up in our 6 o'clock half hour.
Gun violence in this country is an epidemic. Let me say it again. Gun violence in this country is an epidemic, and it's an international embarrassment.
President rolling out new gun control measures, addressing the country today, saying, quote, enough prayers, time for some action. 6 proposals include tightening regulations on homemade firearms, also known as ghost guns. President wants to make it easier for states to pass so-called red flag laws. This would allow people to petition a court to have weapons confiscated from those who are in danger to themselves or others. The president also nominated David Chipman to head the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Chipman is a former federal agent and advisor at the gun control group, Giffords. The Texas Senate could soon consider a bill to create an active shooter alert system in the state. The bill was inspired by the Odessa shooting rampage that left 7 people dead and 25 others hurt. That was back in 2019. The system would be similar to other alert programs already used. Local law enforcement would notify DPS, who would send a message to people in that area. The measure unanimously passed the House yesterday. Chip and Joanna Gaines are making yet another venture in Waco with the announcement of their Magnolia headquarters. Fox 44's Brinshavia Jordan. She attended the Waco TIF meeting and shares the development plan.
The Waco Tribune-Herald building, which is located at 900 Franklin Avenue, will now have new owners. Chip and Joanna Gaines has closed on the building with plans to renovate and make it the new Magnolia headquarters.
Really as an expression of their love for the city of Waco and their desire to share their gifts of entrepreneurism and creativity into the rest of the community.
Michael Rodriguez is the financial officer for Magnolia and presented the new plans to the TIF board today, saying they exist to bring life and hope in the heart of Texas, and their recent decision to purchase the Waco Tribune-Herald aligns with that mission.
It allows us to bring together several disparate sites for our consolidated headquarters and presence for our business, bringing together a number of teams.
Rodriguez say the headquarters will allow them to provide office space, production studio facilities, a test kitchen, and warehouse capacity,
as well as a home for more than 200 of our fellow employees.
Magnolia is requesting more than $2 million to redevelop the 70-year-old building, which sits close to the silos in their future hotel site. They have started the conceptual plan with key elements such as parking and electric vehicle charging stations.
Our goal is really to pay tribute to the rejuvenation of a key pedestrian segment in our city.
Rodriguez says the total budget estimated for the project is a little over $13 million, and the request to the city equals close to 20% of the project.
We're grateful very much for the board's consideration, certainly for the support and the partnership that we have in the city of Waco.
The panel voted in favor of the project and the motion was carried. We will share more in the months to come as the project gets underway. In Waco, Brenshavia Jordan, Fox 44 News.
The Trailblazer Park in Waco is now open. Parks and Recreation Department hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony this morning to celebrate the $640,000 improvement project. A new pavilion, playground, and drinking fountain was added to the park. The 11-acre neighborhood park opened back in 2013 as the primary trailhead for the Cotton Belt Trail. Neighborhood growth called for the new park amenities, including trail lighting, seating, plus a bicycle repair station donated by Bicycle World. Renovations were funded through the city's capital improvement program. A Fort Hood colonel was relieved of duty today after bullying allegations. We're talking about commander of the 1st Armored Brigade Combat Team 1st Cavalry Division, Colonel Michael Schoenfeld. An investigation launched after claims against the commander surfaced, saying he engaged in bullying subordinate commanders and staff repeatedly. Colonel Schoenfeld has been reassigned and is currently performing administrative duties as directed by the 1st Cavalry Division Chief of Staff. Today, the Texas Department of State Health reporting nearly 2,500 Texans reported new coronavirus cases today. Right here in McLennan County, 27 new cases. Over in Bell County, they're reporting 2 more deaths and have 318 active cases. The Department of State Health Services says Texas is on track to receive nearly 2 million more COVID-19 vaccine doses next week. So far, 8.6 million Texans have received their first dose and 5 million are fully vaccinated. Hospitalizations are at a 9-month low, and DSHS says facilities are also trending downward, but DSHS says that doesn't mean Texas is in the clear just yet, especially since vaccine demand is starting to plateau as supply increases.
We are wanting to do more and more messaging around vaccine hesitancy all across the state in order to help make sure that everyone is educated about the safety of the vaccine.
Texas could soon receive new vaccines from different manufacturers. The new Novavax and AstraZeneca vaccines could arrive by the end of April or beginning of May, pending FDA approval. Straight ahead on Fox 44, aircraft will soar into Temple this weekend as Falcon Flights brings their formation flying to Central Texas.
Severe thunderstorm warnings have just been put out here for McLennan County, Bosque County, Hamilton, and Gatesville. We're watching a pretty strong supercell now moving through parts of Bosque County, sliding down to the south and east into western McLennan County here over the next half hour or so. Again, severe thunderstorm warnings have just been issued. We'll have the very latest on those storms coming up.
This is Fox 44 News at 5:30 with Adam Hooper, AMS certified chief meteorologist Mike LaPointe, and sports with Matt Roberts.
Welcome back. More than 60 aircraft will soar into Temple this weekend as Falcon Flights brings their formation flying to Central Texas. Most Falcon Flight pilots build their own airplanes. The planes will start arriving Friday morning with flights scheduled from noon to 5 p.m. Friday and throughout the day Saturday. That'll be followed by a mass formation flight Sunday morning that will cover the entire city of Temple. Spectators can watch from the Drawn Miller Central Texas Regional Airport Terminal parking lot.
Ranked the most accurate forecast in Central Texas by weather rate. This is Fox 44 Weather with AMS certified chief meteorologist Mike LaPointe.
Severe thunderstorm warnings now have been kind of flying up here with the heat of the day. The cap broke And thunderstorms that were going to be projected to be firing up in the heat of the day are firing up now, and that's what we're seeing. Take a look at the latest issues here. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings now in effect for the western part of McLennan County over toward Bosque, Hamilton, and Gatesville. That runs until 6:30. There's the storm that we're watching right now. It's been pulsating up and down, and right now you'll notice some very, very dark colors there. I do have some reports there that we could see some golf ball size hail with some of these isolated cells in parts of Hamilton County and extreme western parts there of Bosque County. Around the Clifton area, it's not too far away. Let me put this into motion and kind of give you an idea. It's moving off to the east and slightly southeast at about 20 to 20 miles per hour or so, and then down toward Coryell, we're starting to see a little bit more development here as we get that heat really kind of baking up and making our atmosphere pretty unstable. There's the close-up once again. Let me kind of get out of the way here because you can kind of see the line heading over toward Meridian, Clifton. I would definitely make sure your car's parked in the garage there. We could see golf ball size hail or hail as large as 1.75 in diameter. And over toward Crawford, Golston, it's basically starting to take that little south to east to track there. And there's the latest on our storm timeline right now. You see Lake Waco around 6:32 is when we expect that to be kind of holding together. West around 6:41. Waco, downtown Waco around 6:47 is when we expect those showers and thunderstorms to be moving through. Again, a lot of these are also being generated with the heat of the day. So I think by 8:30, 9 o'clock, most of the showers and storms will be gone, which is some very good news. But right now, you can see our camera kind of bouncing around as we scan the skies here. This is our Woodway, our live Centex seamless gutters sky tracker right here in Woodway. We're looking at 84. Skies are overcast there, a little haze, but we're starting to see that leading edge of some moisture aloft, and eventually we could see some of those showers kind of sag down toward our area. We're talking Waco down toward Hewitt and Woodway. 7 o'clock tonight, again, the front is right on top of us, and that is basically that mechanism with the heat of the day triggering off those showers and storms. By midnight, quiet conditions for us, maybe some isolated storms still hanging on in the eastern part of Texas, but that is about it. You'll notice as we start the day tomorrow, low to mid 60s across the board. As we go throughout the day, though, the dry line kind of backs up just a little bit. It'll allow a cold front down the way, and temperatures already in the low to mid 80s, I think, by the noontime period. And then by the afternoon, we're going to make it run at the upper 80s, lower 90s. Once again, there's the cold front. And the million-dollar question for tomorrow will be, how strong will the cat be? If it's pretty strong, we'll see maybe an isolated storm that's maybe severe. But if that cap breaks, then we're going to see all kinds of showers and thunderstorms that will be strong to severe across the region. As I put this into motion, notice pretty quiet conditions. This is at 8 o'clock in the evening on Friday as the front moves through, and then it starts to fire up some showers and storms, as you can see behind me, East Texas into parts of Louisiana and over toward Arkansas, and that's about it. And then Saturday looks great. Mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will be in the 70s. High pressure in control. Again, we're going to keep it high and dry. But tomorrow, we're under a moderate risk and a slight risk for parts of the region. We need to keep our eye on the sky there. Be weather alert, because that cap breaks. Any thunderstorm that does develop tomorrow afternoon could produce some hail. Hail is going to be the biggest threat tomorrow, followed by some winds, and still can't rule out isolated tornadoes with that system. Tonight, though, still monitoring showers and thunderstorms out there through about 9 o'clock. And then we'll see more clouds start to move in overnight. 64 degrees will be the low temperature. And then tomorrow, there's that 30% chance of showers and storms in the afternoon. Partly sunny. It's going to be a humid day, about 90 degrees to high. And as we look ahead here, this is the Waco Mattress Center long-range 10-day forecast. Quiet over the weekend, a little bit warmer on Sunday, and some spotty rain here and there as we go toward the middle of the week. Nothing major, with temperatures, as you can see, will be in the 70s. But to Adam, right now, all eyes are focused up in Bosque County. These thunderstorms are producing some hail. We need to really watch those very closely.
All right, Mike, you'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, Mike. This year's first golf major is underway in Augusta, Georgia. We'll have a live report from the Masters coming up after the break.
It's Fox 44 Sports with Matt Roberts.
Hey there, and good evening to you. Well, while the Baylor basketball teams were off making Elite Eight runs and winning national titles, the Baylor baseball team has put together another nice winning streak, winning 6 games in a row. That streak was in serious jeopardy on Tuesday, but the Bears overcame a 5-run deficit thanks to some clutch hitting and some spectacular catches like that one right there from Davion Downey. That's just become the norm for this very talented Baylor outfield.
That's super nice. We kind of had a lot of that in my previous years with the infield, you know, with Davis and Nick and Josh Bissonette a few years ago. And now to have that pushed back into the outfield, you know, that's pretty fun. And, you know, lets you have a lot more trust in throwing strikes.
Actually, when he made that play the other night, I said instantly, I was like, yeah, that one was better than mine. But I still think he'll get first place on that, but mine's better than Davion's. We all compete, and it's fun out there for sure.
Well, the Baylor soccer and volleyball teams had a very strange year where they played their conference-only matches in the fall, then played their non-conference slate in the spring with the NCAA tournament taking place this month. Everything's all switched around. Coach Jobson and the Baylor soccer team have had an up-and-down season and had some high points like scoreless draws against TCU and 4th-ranked Oklahoma State, but had some low points like having spring matches canceled because of COVID-19. But with only 2 matches left in this year, they are building for a run into next season.
We recognize we are probably out of the NCAA tournament at this point, so we turn our focus to the fact that we've got a really strong group of players that will all be returning in the fall. So what gains can we start to make right now to prepare for our run next year and not miss an opportunity to get better, you know, to gel as a team, to build community out, you know, kind of coming out of the backside of COVID.
And day 1 of the 85th Masters winding down. Very tough scoring conditions all day long. Well, unless your name is Justin Rose, a 7-under 65, an outstanding round for him. Brian Harman, Austin resident, a 3-under 69 early in the morning, tied with Hideki Matsuyama. Then they're tied for 4th, Patrick Reed, the Texan, a 2-under 70, the former Masters champion, while Webb Simpson looking for a green jacket of his own this year. He is tied for 4th at -2, shooting a 70 today as well. Of course, the Masters does not start until the ceremonial tee shot on Thursday morning. For years, it was hit by Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, and Gary Player. But after the passing of Mr. Palmer, Jack and Gary were the representatives until today, when Lee Elder took his place. Our man Brad Means is on the ground live in Augusta and tells us more about a monumental morning. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Matt, what an incredible start to this Masters. Emotional, as you mentioned, to be sure. Augusta National Chairman Fred Ridley said that Lee Elder was a trailblazer because of what he did when he came here in 1975 as the first black man to play the Masters. Lee Elder said this morning was one of the most emotional experiences of his life.
Lee Elder on the first tee at Augusta National. He didn't hit a shot. He took a stand. He spent a lifetime doing that.
I certainly hope that the things that I have done have inspired a lot of young black players, and they will continue on with it.
Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player have 9 Masters championships between them, and there they were, cheering and choking back tears for the man who has none. Player remembers trying to get his friend to compete in a tournament in a segregated South Africa in the 1960s.
I had to go to my president and get permission for Lee Elder to come and play on our PGA. Quite sad.
Elder won 4 times on the PGA Tour. He endured heckling and death threats, but not here. Not when he broke the Masters color barrier in 1975.
Every tee and every green that I walked on, I got tremendous ovations.
More ovations on Thursday. The 86-year-old getting the 85th Masters underway. A tournament patron told us what he hopes this moment means.
We're all important, and we have all been important to the game of golf in the U.S. Whether we play or build a course or caddy, we've all been important. And that's one thing they need to take away.
And you know, Mr. Elder says he is far from finished. He says that he is going to continue to work as hard as he can to help black golfers who want to go pro. We're live at Augusta National Golf Club. Brad Means, Fox 44 Sports.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it. And Adam, I was able to, my 4-month-old Wanted to get up early this morning, so one of the benefits of that was I did get to see that ceremonial tee shot, and it really was a neat scene to see that at Augusta this morning.
Very inspiring.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Yep.
Way to get up early, too. After the break, Mission Waco is fighting poverty one footstep at a time. How you can help and get active at the same time. Welcome back. Mission Waco is hosting a 5K race in collaboration with the Baylor fraternity to bring the community together. Race 1 is Mission Waco's 5K race against poverty that started in 2012. The name of the race came from the idea of members in the community coming together as one. Mission Waco partners with the ATO fraternity with the goal of fellowship and fun for the community while also raising funds for community programs. In addition to the 5K race, there will be a 1-mile fun run and animals for kids. While this will be a fun event for the community, Mission Waco is still implementing COVID-19 precautions.
It is a unique fundraiser for Mission Waco in the sense that everyone who pre-registers and shows up and runs gets to designate their registration fees to go to a specific program at Mission Waco. So if they wanted to cover and be donated to My Brother's Keeper, which is our homeless shelter, they can do that, or our children and youth after school programs.
70 people have signed up so far, but they hope at least 200 will come. The race starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday, April 24th. Pre-registration is April 20th. Much more news is on the way at 6. New numbers released show the scope of the border surge as authorities say they've encountered tens of thousands of migrants. And executive action from President Biden has him stressing to Americans that he is not infringing on Second Amendment rights. I have a live report from the Capitol. Back to that breaking news out of Bryan tonight, where police are investigating a mass shooting. It happened at the Kentmore Cabinet Store on Industrial. That's where we find Fox 44's Jessica Rivera. Jessica, what can you tell us about the situation?
Adam, I'm here on scene where police department has responded to a multiple shooting situation at Kentmore Cabinet Stores. Let me move out the way so you can get a look at the scene. Moments ago, people working at the business nearby were released after being under lockdown. Governor Abbott has confirmed the suspect is in custody. The police department and first responders arrived at 350 Stone to find several victims. One victim died and 4 others were injured. They were taken to hospitals for treatment. Their conditions are unknown for right now. DPS says trooper was shot in Grimes County while chasing the suspect. Their conditions is serious but stable condition. We will be on scene keeping you updated on air and online. For now, in Bryan, Texas, Jessica Rivera, Fox 44 News.
Again, all were treated for their conditions at the hospital. President Joe Biden says guns kill about 100 Americans every day, and he took executive action today to curb that violence. Lawmakers and gun groups have pushed the administration to respond in the wake of deadly mass shootings across the country in recent weeks. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor joins us live with the latest. Good evening, Jesse.
Good evening, Adam. President Biden today stressed that these are easy first steps to take that do not infringe on Americans' Second Amendment rights.
Gun violence in this country is an epidemic, and it's an international embarrassment.
The Biden administration is making gun control its next target of executive action.
We've had more tragedy than we can bear.
Without waiting on Congress to act, President Biden says his executive orders address gun violence and the public health and economic issues that stem from it.
Enough prayers. Time for some action.
The directives call on the Department of Justice to ban stabilizing braces on pistols and stop ghost guns, which Attorney General Merrick Garland says are assembled without serial numbers and sold without background checks.
The kits are aptly called buy, build, shoot kits.
Garland will also be in charge of creating a new annual report on firearms trafficking and an example of red flag legislation for states.
Allow family members or law enforcement to petition for court orders that temporarily bar people in crisis from accessing firearms.
Nearly 24 states, including Republican Senator Mike Braun's Indiana, have adopted these laws.
I don't think it works on a federal level, but it might be a tool for other states to use.
Gun violence survivors like Christian Heine with Brady call these steps historic, but ultimately urge Congress to act.
Let's be really clear. Every single day that we wait, more Americans die.
Gun control advocates, along with the president himself, called on the Senate today to pass the House bills that would strengthen background checks. Live in Washington, I'm Jesse Chenor.
Jesse, thanks. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning in parts of our viewing area. Chief Meteorologist Mike LaPointe joins us now to break it down. Mike, what are we looking at?
Yeah, we've got some rough weather heading this way right now. It's in Bosque County. But first, let me tell you about the warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings for Bosque, Hamilton, Coryell, and McLennan County that run until 6:30. Here is the very latest on our Doppler radar. Showers and thunderstorms with a supercell there around the Clifton area, producing up to 2-inch in diameter hail. That is possible with this storm cell right here. A lot of lightning with it, as well as some very heavy rainfall. There is the motion, slowly pushing off to the east and kind of sagging to the southeast at about 20 miles per hour. But if you are in the Clifton area, it may just be heading just to your south right now. As I get you in just a little bit closer, you can see that core. This is the core. These thunderstorms have been pulsating up and down, and it's going back up right now. This area right here is the area of concern. Once again, 1.75 to 2-inch in diameter hail could be possible with this cell as it moves off to the east and slightly southeast. There's a tracker on it. Just to give you an idea, if it holds its own, heading over toward Lake Waco around 6:32, west around 6:41, downtown Waco at 6:47. And I wanted to show you what our Doppler radar was estimating. It's been pulsating up and down. These numbers were as large as 2.5 just about 10 minutes ago, so it's pulsating down a little bit right now. 1.5 inches still. That'll do a lot of damage. We're talking golf ball size, if not tennis ball size hail. Not out of the question just south and to the west of Clifton, clipping the northern part right now of Coryell, and again, it's heading over toward Crawford and down toward western parts of McLennan County. I'm going to have the very latest track on these storms. Again, Adam, coming up in just a few more minutes. Back to you.
All right, Mike, thanks. New numbers released today show a significant increase in border crossings in the month of March. Fox's Ray Bogan reports lawmakers want to see a change of course from the Biden administration.
Customs and Border Protection encountered 172,000 immigrants in March. That's a 71% increase from February. The total includes nearly 19,000 unaccompanied children. That's double the number in February.
This is an unsustainable situation. There's no doubt about it. It's unsustainable for the migrants. It's unsustainable for the agency.
CBP says a majority of those they encounter are single adults who can be expelled almost immediately after they're apprehended. The agency says they deported more than 103,000 single adults in March. Reviews for the Biden administration's performance on the border are largely falling on partisan lines.
The fact is that we're on a good path at the border under leadership of President Biden.
This was by design. This isn't by accident. This isn't mismanagement. This is open borders.
As of Tuesday, there were more than 4,000 unaccompanied children in CBP custody and 16,000 under the care of Health and Human Services. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says there are complaints of abuse at one of the facilities housing the children. State authorities, including the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, received tips of sexual abuse, inadequate staffing, children with malnutrition, and a failure to separate COVID-positive patients.
The Biden administration must immediately shut down this facility.
The Freeman Coliseum at the center of these allegations is reportedly holding more than 1,300 unaccompanied children. Ray Bogan, Fox News.
Well, it's the 9th day of testimony in the trial of Derek Chauvin. Today, prosecutors called a medical expert to the stand who gave testimony over how George Floyd died. Dr. Martin Tobin testified that Floyd died from a lack of oxygen that damaged his brain and caused his heart to stop. He said, based on his calculations, Chauvin's knee remained on Floyd's neck for another 3 minutes after oxygen completely left the body. At one point, the doctor noted the significance of an image showing Floyd's knuckles bracing.
Using his fingers and his knuckles against the street to try and crank up the right side of his chest. This is his only way to try and get air to get into the right lung.
The defense has suggested drugs in Floyd's system at the time of his arrest were partially responsible. Tomorrow, the state plans to call the medical examiner who performed the autopsy on George Floyd. After 13 months of the original COVID-19, there's a new dominant strain. The UK variant, first detected in December of 2020, now accounts for more than half of all new infections in the U.S. Public health officials say the best way to contain the strain is by speeding up the pace of vaccinations. We're averaging about 3 million shots every day in the U.S., and both Pfizer and Moderna say they're now working on booster shots targeting specific variants.
It is premature to declare a victory. We've got to continue and hang in there a bit longer by continuing with the public health measures.
The 7-day average of new cases in the U.S. is now above 65,000 per day, the highest number since early March. McDonald's across the Lone Star State are hoping to hire 25,000 new employees during a special 3-day hiring event next week. It will take place April 13th through the 15th. Hiring McDonald's will accept applications and interview for crew and management positions. First job descriptions and qualifications you can head on over to mcdonalds.com/careers or visit the link on our website. Up next, how Lowe's is making sure we all have gardens to grow this spring.
Weather-wise, severe thunderstorm warnings continue right now from McLennan County, Bosque up toward Hamilton and Coryell until 6:30. Some very large hail starting to develop and fall in parts of Bosque County, tracking off to the east and southeast. So here in McLennan County, we need to be on the lookout. I'm going to have the very latest on the hail size as well as the direction coming up next.
Welcome back. Lowe's is launching its annual Spring Fest event with free curbside gardening. To get into gardening, it's doing a promotion with free Garden to Go project kits and is delivering them curbside every Thursday in April, though you need to register online. In Waco, the events for tonight and next week are already sold out. You can start signing up April 15th for an upcoming kit, your own tree sapling.
Ranked the most accurate forecast in Central Texas by weather rate. This is Fox 44 Weather with AMS certified chief meteorologist Mike LaPointe.
Severe thunderstorm warnings continue from McLennan County, Bosque, Hamilton, and Coryell until 6:30 this evening. Showers and thunderstorms have been firing up with the heat of the day. The cap broke, and we have enough energy, and we made it into the mid-80s today, that it's fueling these thunderstorms that have been producing possibly some very large hail in some spots. Take a look at the very latest here. Again, McLennan County, western McLennan County now is starting to push in. Getting hammered right now in parts of Bosque County around Clifton. Just to your south, you can see 2 hail cores right now. They're kind of splitting, which is some good news. And you can see the latest images. We update you live here on the air. Kind of weakening just a little bit, but don't let your guard down. These showers and thunderstorms have been pulsating up and down. Now we're going down, but again, if you're in parts of McLennan County, you're not too far away from Waco, Woodway, and Hewitt, you still need to be on your guard. There's the motion, and once again, you can see that line of showers and thunderstorms that are producing possibly some larger hail and some very strong winds tracking off to the east and southeast. We're not going to also forget about these down around Gatesville. Very heavy rainfall, also the possibility of some small hail in that. But as I get you in just a little bit closer, I wanted to show you around the Clifton area, a lot of lightning, and we're starting to split up these hail cores just a little bit, which is some good news. Again, it's starting to pulsate down right now, but still could see some larger hail. And matter of fact, as we pull this back out, there is the track, current track, moving off to the east and southeast roughly at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So once again, there are the times we're monitoring this because it may pulse right back up again, and that's what it's been doing. Takes it over toward Ross around 6:37. You'll notice downtown Waco around the 6:47 time period. Belle Meade around 6:48. The main concern with these supercells here, the supercell that we're seeing, is the hail. Very large hail. We could see hail as large as 2 inches in diameter. You'll notice it's starting to kind of weaken just a little bit. Again, it's kind of pulsating down, but we're getting reports from our radar, 1.75 inches. So we're talking anywhere from golf ball size hail to as large as maybe tennis ball size hail. That's how large we are talking here, just off now to the east of the Cransville Gap area, tracking off to the east and to the southeast. The good news is a lot of this has been generated also with the heat of the day. So around 8:30, 9 o'clock, most of the showers and storms should be definitely dying off. Again, here's our live Centex Roof Systems sky tracker right now, our seamless gutter sky tracker over Lake Waco. And you can kind of see some cumulonimbus out there building in the background, a little sunshine off it right now. Those are the thunderstorms that we are watching at this moment. You saw them on our Doppler radar. That's what we're going to watch as it continues to move in this direction. What can you expect for later on this evening? We'll take a look here at our map. And again, most of the activity will start to die down once the sun goes down, which is some good news. It loses that energy. But overnight tonight, clouds begin to increase once again, and by early tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s to start. And yet tomorrow we still have to be on the lookout for the possibility of some stronger storms because we have a cold front now, a trigger that will fire up these showers and storms. The big question tomorrow will be, how strong will the cap be? That cap, if it's pretty strong, we may have an isolated shower or storm here or there, but if it's a cap and it erodes and thunderstorms go up here, then we have our hands full with showers and storms that could be strong to severe. And tomorrow you can see a moderate, I should say a marginal risk here in the Waco area up to the north of our region, northeast. That's where you see the slight and the enhanced. But it doesn't matter. All day tomorrow we need to be on the lookout. It doesn't matter what risk area you're in. The main threat would be that large hail, again, 2 inches in diameter, followed by some high winds and even an isolated tornado. Can't be ruled out. We're going to monitor those showers and storms this evening, then increasing clouds overnight, 64, and then partly sunny, a humid day tomorrow, about 90 degrees the high. There's that 30% chance of showers and storms. And then quickly as we look ahead here, this is the Waco Mattress Center long-range 10-day forecast. The weekend looks great and some spotty rain showers here and there next week with temperatures in the 70s and lows will be in the 50s. That is the very latest. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more news.
Report it, shoot video or pictures of breaking news, weather, or sports, or share your news tip. See news, shoot it, report it, only on Fox44News.com.
At Chad Jones Law, we know how difficult life can be after a serious car accident. That's why we give every client the personal attention they need. We take the time to get to know our clients and their stories. Then we work hard to make sure they get all the money they're entitled to after their car accident.
I'm Attorney Chad Jones. If you've been hurt, get the money you deserve. Call me right now for a free consultation.
Don't get mad. Get Chad. Chad Jones Law. 1-800-64-JONES.
In these difficult times, people with serious illnesses want to be home, spending time with their family and friends. Community Healthcare of Texas, Providence Hospice can help adults and children needing hospice and palliative care stay safely at home while receiving medical, social, and spiritual support. Celebrating 25 years of providing safe, compassionate care at home. Let us help you stay safe at home, where your heart is. Call us or go to chot.org.
It's air conditioning season, so look to Mike Stoss Services. You tune up and maintain your vehicle every year, do the same with your air conditioning. Let Mike Stoss Services inspect your unit now to ensure it's running efficiently, or upgrade to a new energy-efficient system.
Oh, Mike Stoss Services.
The Professional Bull Riders Pendleton Whiskey Velocity Tour returns for an all-new 2021 season. Watch as riders from around the country face the world's most ferocious bulls. Join us for the Aggieland Classic, live from Reed Arena at Texas A&M, April 9th and 10th. Limited pod seating is available for distancing. Get your tickets at reedarena.com and pbr.com. Get them while you can and find out what it means to be cowboy.
Suddenlink's best offer ever just got even better. Get TV and internet for just $40 a month, and we'll boost our offer with a $200 Visa prepaid card. Now get live TV with built-in streaming apps and 200 meg internet for only $40 a month. That's double the speed for the same low price, with free installation when you order online. And get a $200 Visa prepaid card. Visit suddenlink.com/TV for this and more exclusive deals online.
Savings are getting hotter at Stanley Ford McGregor. We have Texas-sized used inventory and are ready to buy your used car. You can come to us or we'll come to you.
This is Derek Loper at Stanley Ford McGregor reminding you, before you buy, shop Stanley and save.
Covering Killeen, Woodway, and all of Central Texas. This is Fox 44 News at 6.
Welcome back. Next Tuesday brings the return of Fox's thriller Prodigal Son, Season 2, with new episodes and new guest stars. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin talks with the star Tom Payne about what's coming up.
I can help.
Shut up.
As Fox's Prodigal Son returns with all new episodes, we caught up with star Tom Paine on set.
But Endicott did try to kill you.
Tuesday brings guest star Alan Cumming on the case of a case close to the Whitleys.
This is kind of Malcolm's worst fear, is someone pulling at that thread of Endicott's death and investigating his family. The episode is full of tension and Malcolm is pushed to the edge yet again.
I don't know if I can be ruthless.
Cumming also expertly joins in the show's signature mix of thriller and humor.
In this episode, we really lean into a lot of the aspects which makes the show fun and a bit anarchic and crazy.
This could all lead to us. Malcolm and Ainsley's relationship stays on edge.
She's still a big wild card in the whole situation, and her relationship with their father, Martin, is an unknown to Malcolm.
And Paine notes it's an intense dynamic to play out.
We did have this great brother-sister relationship, and then it's flipped a little bit this season, and it can't help but bleed a little bit into real life. I found myself kind of looking at Hoss and like, I'm finding you a really difficult person to be around. I don't normally let it, doesn't bleed into my personal life, but just because it's so deeply rooted, and the situations are, I mean, Malcolm's at the edge of his emotions all the time.
Don't you think I know that? And watch out for much more with the surgeon and Dr. Vivian Capshaw.
This is very interesting because he sees everyone, you know, he like kind of categorizes people and sees how he can manipulate them or how he should be around them.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And we'll bring you even more with Tom Paine as Prodigal Son continues right here on Fox 44. We'll have more weather after the break. Stay with us. All right, let's get a last check of the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mike LaPointe. Mike?
Hey, Adam, that severe thunderstorm warning for McLennan County now goes until 7:15. There's the very latest. I put a just track on this. The good news, it seems like some of the hail core is starting to come down just a little bit. Still, we still could see 1 inch in diameter hail. Here is a track on the storms that are heading over toward McLennan County. Around Woodway at 6:35, so not far away. Ross at 6:41, Hewitt at 6:41, Belmead at 6:44. Once again, these are all moving off to the east and slightly southeast. We need to watch out for hail. We'll be bringing you live updates as we go throughout the evening. Adam?
Mike, thanks, and thank you for joining us. Fox44News.com is where it's at. We'll see you again tonight at 9.